Hi, I'm Catherine Giorio. This week on Check Please, musician Jennifer Zhang says she doesn't like to toot her own horn, but she thinks that of all the great Thai restaurants in Chicago, she's picked the absolute best. But student James Malnati has studied up on the bounty of breakfast spots in town. And he says that if you want a place that's always jammin', he knows just the joint. Up first, steel mill supervisor Kadeen Williams says he struck gold when he discovered his favorite spot. He says for an experience that always delivers a perfect score, head on over to Hyde Park and join him at A10.
We're inspired by Italy and France, and A10 actually comes from the motorway that connects Montpellier and Genoa. Finding that inspiration and then turning the inspiration into a restaurant is like what we love to do. Handmade pastas, market-driven, everything is seasonal, and everything is delicious. We have this great restaurant that's like sit down with wine service and great food. And then we have this bar area that gets kind of like loud and people love to come in there for cocktailing that we're known for. We're really, really honored and privileged to like have the acceptance that we've had in Hyde Park, and that we really owe it to the residents. People have really embraced what we do, and I think that it's really resonated. We're approachable, the food is really great, it's in a great atmosphere, and an awesome community.
So Kadeen, you say that A10 is a great addition to Hyde Park. Why'd you choose it?
I chose A10 because I enjoy the atmosphere. They have a lot of things on their menu that isn't quite run-of-the-mill, you know, just not your average burger place. But yeah, it's different foods and nice and elegant the way I like.
What are some of the things you get there?
I just love seafood. They had scallops there, the giant scallops I've had before there. Octopus, grilled octopus, that's really great. They have a tartare actually that was really tasty. I love the restaurant because the balance is so well. When you find a restaurant that can balance flavors with vegetables and pair it with meat and then pair it with the wine and all at the same time, and it's art. It can create a very beautiful picture.
I loved A10. Yeah, I think it's, well, I went for Wednesday night, so they have a prefix menu called Tour de Garden.
Right.
So they feature all the vegetables and fruits that are available in the summer and the fall. And I even ordered a burger on the side.
I like that you hedged your bets. You're like, I'll get the veg menu, but I'll have to get
Right,
this,
yeah,
so.
I probably shouldn't have ordered the burger, but I ate it anyway.
I like your style.
But the food was so good. I mean, it was just so sought after, and it was like well balanced. They featured a squash, and the first course is a soup. So it's a mushroom soup. You can taste the mushroom with a little bit of squash.
They're kind of surprising you. They're doing different things. They're taking that same ingredient and kind of reinventing it each course.
Right. And the second one is a pasta. So it was different texture, different flavor. They were just playing around with it, and I love how they handled really well.
I thought it was really good. I went on a Sunday night with my family, and they have like a barbecue thing on Sunday night that we saw that's like $20 per person, but we just went with the regular menu, and we ordered one thing from each of the like different sections. So I had we started off with mushrooms, which were really good, and then one of my favorite things we had was a farm tartine, which was like ciabatta with like ricotta cheese and then a lot of fresh seasonal vegetables, which were really well prepared. And then for our entrees, we had one of the pastas. I know it has like an Italian side to it also. So we had rotolo, which were like ribbons of pasta with like cheese and spinach, with like a lemony sauce that was really well done.
Those are house made.
Yeah,
Those
really
are house
delicious.
made.
Really some of the best pasta I've
Yeah.
ever had. And then we had herb roasted chicken with steel oats and grilled broccoli, and really, really delicious. And then for dessert, flourless chocolate cake, which was the highlight of the whole meal. Oh man, it was so good. It wasn't really what I expected because it wasn't like a piece of cake. It was like chocolate cake, like clusters.
Yeah.
Really well done, really nice texture, really nice consistency with a citrus, cream, and raspberries. Really, really delicious.
Yeah.
Well, A10 is actually the autostrada that runs from the south of France to the Italian Riviera. So that's kind of where this cuisine is influenced from. So heavy seafoods,
Yes,
Kadeen.
I love
Not a
seafood.
surprise, then you chose this, and vegetables. So what is the vibe like? Do you feel Mediterranean in there?
You actually do. When you go in there, just the lighting, just the ambiance, you automatically have this feeling. When I first went there, they didn't have a place to sit because it was so packed, with it being a new restaurant. And so I was actually able to sit at the bar where they have the actually cook the food, and I was able to see so much coming out. It was great. I got to see all the food, and the wine list is immaculate. I love the wine list. They actually have someone there who will explain every single wine there.
A sommelier on staff.
Yes, exactly. When we went, they explained every wine and what it was good to be paired with. If we wanted to try the wines and different things, I was like, oh, this is great. To be able to taste the different wines.
Who would you bring, Jennifer?
Everybody, like my mom, my friends and family, and future dates. Or I think it's all walks of life. Like everybody who lives in that neighborhood, who loves to go out and have a good time.
Well, James, you are a Northwestern student,
I know,
but
I
you're
was so nervous. I was like, I'm headed down to Hyde Park. Some few Chicago kids like plotting my demise.
Oh my goodness.
and you spent a little time in the neighborhood
did,
afterwards.
Yeah.
Why
I was
don't you
kind
tell
of
us?
jealous. I was like, oh, I need some of these places. Really pop-in area, and I don't think you expect that too much from the south side. When you think of like pop-in neighborhoods, it's mostly up north, but I loved it. I thought the energy was really good, especially on a Sunday night.
And it's really developed.
Oh,
I mean,
totally,
over
yes.
you're just seeing a lot of these restaurants and theaters and
Yes,
shopping, and so
Really, really nice. Yeah.
UFC is definitely expanding
Yes.
Right.
throughout the whole south side over
I
there.
love that neighborhood. Yeah.
Well, Kadeen, you chose A10. Sum it up for us.
All around, just good food, good times.
Jennifer?
I love my experience. I think he made wonder out of the squash, and it was fabulous.
And James?
Really interesting and well-prepared food in a really cool area.
You can try it for yourself at A10, 1462 East 53rd Street, 773-288-1010. Open for dinner, Tuesday through Sunday. Reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $40. Even though Jennifer Zhang grew up surrounded by amazing food in Shanghai, when she wants to go out for a truly authentic spot in Chicago, there's only one place for her. She travels to Albany Park to sample Arun Sampantawiwat's Taste of Thai Town.
You have a taste of Thai town here. Bright, it's tantalizing, it has a kick of spiciness. But you should have all flavors because Thai cuisine is all about flavors, different kind, different layers of all them. For example, hot and sour shrimp soup or all kind of Thai curries. What about our popular dishes here like pad Thai, pad seal, which is soy sauce noodles, all different form of noodles, and spicy salad. A lot of people know Thailand, and they remember Thailand not just Thai food, the hospitality of Thai people, the graciousness of Thai people. We will try to represent our country here, represent our culture, so it should be exciting.
Jennifer, you say Taste of Thai Town is terrific. Tell us why you chose it.
Oh, I'm always a very big fan of Thai food, and I like Arun's first restaurant. I went there a couple years ago, and it was just so amazing. So when his second restaurant opened, I was just dying to try it out. Yeah, and it was so good that I was hooked ever since.
What do you get when you go there?
I get all kinds of stuff. Like, you know, the traditional ones are like the pad thai, the pad siu, the tom yum soup, and they have some specialty dishes such as the whole fried sea bass, and they have the yam wusong, and the dessert is really good too. They have the mango sticky rice, which is homemade and so delicious.
Great. So, Kadeen, what do you think? You went with your whole family, right?
Yes, actually, I went on my birthday.
That's right.
I went for my birthday, and so, oh, thank you. So I went with my family and friends, and I love the fact that there was parking. The outside was so clean and immaculate. I was like, wow, it's great. We actually stood outside and took pictures by the...
the Karma God? Yeah, it's
yes,
called the
exactly.
Karma God
Oh,
Pagoda.
cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually stood out and took pictures. And from what I understand, the building used to be an old Chicago police station. And so it was just great to see how they changed it and were able to, you know, change into this fabulous restaurant. We went in, sat down, and it wasn't as crowded as I thought it would be.
Okay.
I was a little taken by that, but other than that, I really enjoyed it. The food was great. The food was great.
I thought it was solid. I think I've had better Thai food in the city, but I thought everything was really good. I started off with 2 appetizers. I had crab rangoon and vegetable pot stickers, and they were both pretty much exactly what I thought they would be.
also.
They were pretty predictable, and then I had 2 entrees. I went with 2 friends, so the 3 of us split 2 entrees. We had basil fried rice, which was really good. The vegetables in it were really well prepared. I wish the flavor of the basil would have added a little more flavor to the rice itself, but it was really solid. And then I had chicken masaman curry, I believe it's called. It's like coconut milk with like a red curry. That one was interesting. It tasted good. The chicken was delicious. It was really tender. The flavor of the curry wasn't that strong, so it was kind of sweet. So it was like really sweet for like I wish it had been a little more savory and a little more spicy. And then for dessert, I had custard cake, which tasted really good. But overall, the food was really good. I don't know if I would make a special trip out there, but if I was in the neighborhood again, I think I would definitely go back.
That's the same. Yeah. That's the same way I felt because it's pretty far from where I live, and there are a lot of Thai restaurants before I get there. What I did like, I had the the hot pot. The hot pot.
The
I
Thai
had
hot
that to
pot.
myself. It was a seafood hot pot. That was great. I loved it. I loved
and
it.
the portion is really big.
Yes, we
Like
actually
I
have
took it
food
home,
to.
I ate like 3 more
Yes,
days after.
yes, we have food to take home.
Yeah, it's like
we
15
also,
bucks, too.
the owner actually gave us all green tea ice cream because it was my birthday. So they came out and brought us green tea ice cream, and my kids, my twin boys, they ate it up before I can. I was able to get a spoon, but and it was great. It was it was unlike any other green tea ice cream I've ever had. So that was really good. That was really good. Yes.
I mean, there are so many Thai restaurants,
Right,
and
yeah.
in Chicago especially. So
Totally.
why should someone travel to yours?
Well, I think, well, first of all, Arun is a legend, you know, in Chicago. His first restaurant was just so well acclaimed, and but it was
The James Beard Award winner.
Right, yeah, he's won like the Thai Select Premium, you know, Michelin's recommended. So this is more like a casual experience, but the food has the same high standard as his previous one. So the ingredients is really fresh. As you said, the curry wasn't that, you know, creamy or
Spicy, yeah.
spicy, because I think the food is just on the lighter side.
Right.
It is a little sweet, but you know, with all the herbs, like the exotic spices, like the lemongrass, the basil leaves, you know, the cilantros, it's just, you know, it's a party in your mouth, you know, like the taste bud just dances with it. I just really love the food. It's healthy, it's fresh, and it's very authentic.
So is this good value, or does it depend?
I totally think it's good value.
Okay.
You know, the normal appetizers are like $5, $6, $7, so it's
So
pretty
standard.
good. Yeah, and then like the most pricey thing is like maybe the whole fried sea bass or the lobster. I think it's like $17, but that's like really fair because it's really like a whole sea bass.
I thought the prices were really reasonable. Yeah, really reasonable.
Definitely.
You know, Arun had said one time that you kind of eat with your eyes first, and that's really important to him. So what did you think of the plating?
Oh, really, really nice. I got a very good Insta out of my fried rice. So
Which is very important
very
these
important.
days.
No, that's the only reason I go to restaurants. Yeah, and I actually noticed that, like, you can see kind of like the spiraling on the carrots and the zucchini and the other vegetables. Really, really cool. Really, really well prepared.
So everyone take note. You can do an Insta there.
Yeah.
Well, Jennifer, you chose Taste of Thai Town. Sum it up for us.
Definitely, I would say go to Taste of Thai Town. It's Arun's second restaurant. So you'll experience the finest, the most authentic, and the freshest Thai cuisine without traveling 1,000 miles to Thailand.
Great. And James?
Really solid experience. Really affordable.
Great. And Katie?
It was a very good value. I don't know if I will make the trip all the way out there to visit.
You can decide for yourself at Taste of Thai Town, 4461 North Pulaski Road, 773-299-7888. Open for lunch and dinner every day, reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $20. James Malnati knows that you can always get a great slice of Chicago life in Logan Square. And he says you can get a pretty amazing breakfast too. He says for tasty food and scrumptious jelly in your belly, join him at Jam.
Jam's overall philosophy is using local ingredients with classical techniques with sort of a more modern twist for breakfast. We do have some, sides of potatoes and eggs for people, but we generally try to plate our food and compose dishes that are well balanced. So we put a lot of thought into our dishes before they get on the menu, so that people see something and it might be an Eggs Benedict, but they might not expect to have, pickled beets or a horseradish frico with it, and it's just slightly using things that people might expect for dinner in a more elegant service. Our decor is very simple and elegant. We are setting the tone for being a very simplistic presentation. Our food is plated in a way where it's not too difficult for people to grasp, basically presenting it in a way that is very clean. Great flavors, beautiful plates, beautiful dining room, beautiful neighborhood.
So James, you said jam is your jam. Why did you choose it?
Well, I've been going to church in Logan Square basically since birth, so I've spent a lot of years and I've really gotten to see the neighborhood develop. There's a big restaurant boom going on there right now, and brunch is definitely my favorite meal. So obviously jam is my favorite because of that. They do a lot of really interesting things. The menu, I love taking people there because the menu is really approachable. You see a lot of things you would see on a normal brunch menu, like French toast, pancakes, chicken and waffles. But they do a lot of really interesting things with the ingredients they choose and the way they prepare them that makes it a really, really great experience. The food is super fresh, the service is really knowledgeable, and the brunch is just delicious.
So first when I got there, I noticed there wasn't any parking. And that,
Logan Square,
and
yeah.
so I drove,
That's to be expected.
yeah,
down in the
we
area.
drove around for about 20 minutes trying to find parking. Finally found parking. Then when we got there, I had an Irish coffee, which was really good. It was strong. That was strong. That woke me up. And Jam actually had about 12, I think it was about 12 different breakfast drinks on their menu, which I
So
thought
it's a
was
big
like,
menu.
wow, okay.
Right.
Then I also had off their lunch menu, I had the wild boar BLT. I enjoyed it. The salad that came with it was really good. That was
Kind of
really
like
good.
farmer market fresh.
Yeah, he's also had their watermelon gazpacho, which was the soup of the day, and that was really good. That was good. It was, expected cold soup. Of my friends had the pancakes, which were good. They were extremely fluffy. Most places you go to, they have the fake, I call it the fake syrup, but they actually get their syrup imported from Vermont, which I really found really good, and I was like, oh, this is great. I just want to just drink the syrup by itself.
What'd you think, Jennifer?
Well, I went there on a Saturday morning for breakfast. I'm sorry, but I don't really like it. Well, me and my friends sat outside, so no one was serving us for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I went in and I was like, oh, who's serving us? So finally they brought someone, and I ordered latte, but he gave me coffee. I was like, oh, I want latte.
Did he correct it at some point?
Yeah, he did. So he brought me like another latte for free, which is nice. And the food came after like 20 or 30 minutes. But the chicken and waffle, like I was kind of looking forward to it, but then like the chicken was really burned.
So something that should have been obvious to the kitchen not to send
Yeah,
out?
and then like I wanted to talk to them, but since I already complained about like the service and the latte situation, so I don't want to like keep complaining. So I just kind of like took it.
You felt like at that point it was just, you felt just uncool if you complained again.
Yeah, because I'm a cool person.
James, what do you have to say? I mean, this is your
I
favorite
know. I gotta
place.
jump in now and defend it. I mean, I would say go back, give it another try.
I mean, is this usual?
No, like I've never had a bad experience there, and I go pretty often. I go like once a week, so definitely get the malted custard French toast. It's kind of their signature dish. It's really thick and fluffy.
But then the toast is soggy inside though. Like it was really soft inside. It's like different from all the French toast I've had.
I mean, I like it that way. I like
it
I like the
soggy.
flavor the custard gives it
Okay.
inside, especially with the macerated stone fruit on the side. I think they go together really well, and then the lime leaf cream.
It's interesting, as you said, it's kind of very soft inside. As chef, he actually sous vide the French toast after he's soaked in the custard so that the custard will go all the way through to the center and then caramelizes it after on a griddle. So it might just be
Like a
something you're
different
not,
taste.
different for you.
I also get the egg whites. What I like about the restaurant a lot is a lot of the dishes stay the same, but then throughout the year as new produce becomes in season, the elements in it will change. So like I've had egg whites with beets, and now I don't know what's on the menu now, but I know it's not beets. The egg white dish is gorgeous. That's one of the ones I loved at Insta, because it looks like a work of art in the bowl, and it's just absolutely gorgeous with the egg whites and then the vegetables all around it. And then I know they have a really delicious burger, the jam burger, and then also the pulled pork sandwich for breakfast with the fried eggs.
So I have a question. Jennifer, do you think you would give this place a chance again?
Maybe after his recommendations, maybe I'll order a few different items and just to give it another chance. Maybe that day the chef was in a bad mode.
Yeah, it could be. You know what I did like about the restaurant though? When I walked into the restaurant, I noticed that there was it seemed like it was an older building. So they kept some of the older elements of the building and matched it with new furniture, with new modern furniture.
As the pressed tin
And so it's
ceilings,
yeah,
and
it
the
had
molding on the walls.
and it was great. It had a
Yeah.
mixture of the both old and new, and that made the vibe of the restaurant really nice. And then they also had the open flow kitchen, so you could see all the food being prepared. That was great. I really enjoyed that, and just the feel of the restaurant was really nice.
It's a really beautiful.
So you feel like that added to the experience?
Yes, it
then?
did. Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, James, you chose jam.
Yeah.
Sum it up for us.
Best French in the city, really cool area, really affordable.
And Jennifer?
Wouldn't really want to go again unless Jem showed me the.
Oh yeah, I'll
Jem
take you.
showed me
We'll
the
have a nice
better.
one-on-one date.
There you go. There you go.
And Kadeen?
Very affordable, tasty. Don't drive.
Blue line all the way.
You can try the French toast at Jam, 3057 West Logan Boulevard, 773-292-6011. Open for breakfast and lunch Thursday through Tuesday. Reservations are not accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $16. So on this week's show, we featured A10 in Hyde Park, Taste of Thai Town in Albany Park, and Jam in Logan Square. Let's recap what our guests had to say. First, we fled to 53rd Street and checked out A10. Kadeen recommends it for their elegant ambiance, great food, and extensive wine list. Jennifer had an outstanding experience and thought it was good for all walks of life. James enjoyed it and said the dessert was the highlight of his meal. Then we went up Pulaski and tried Taste of Thai Town. Jennifer recommends it for high-quality Thai cuisine without traveling thousands of miles. Kadeen enjoyed everything he had, especially the hot pot. James thought the food was solid, but wasn't blown away. Lastly, we landed on Logan Boulevard and popped in at Jam. James recommends it for interesting brunch fare with knowledgeable staff. Jennifer was not impressed with the food or service. Kadeen said his meal was pretty good and he dug the vibe. We've had a wonderful time this week. I want to thank my guests, Kadeen Williams, Jennifer Zhang, and James Malnati. Join us next week for 3 new guests recommending 3 of their favorite restaurants right here on Check Please. I'm Catherine Diorio, and I'll see you then. Cheers.
For more information about the restaurants featured on Check Please, go to WTTW.com/checkplease.